Okay, Earl. Let's see what we got going on. I am going to. There we go. We're going to. I'm going to teach you how to write an offer to purchase today on to a for sale by owner. This would be a non-listed real estate real estate company purchase. So there's two kinds. There's ones where agents are involved, and there's ones where agents are not involved. This is going to be one where agents are not involved. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to have to share this with you as well. We would go to Google Drive, and go into Investor folder, and I have a purchase contract here amongst all these documents somewhere, and for the life of me, I do not see it. Hold on. There we go. So this is offer to purchase when I am buying a property. It's labeled offer to purchase by. And we're going to remove this because this is. Oops. That's not what I want, but we're going to do that. Okay. So this is when I am purchasing property. The buyer is going to be me. Sometimes that is going to be Bluegrass Home Buyers. Sometimes that is going to be Goose Capital. Sometimes that's going to be a different company altogether. So whenever you're filling this out, the first thing that we needed to know is what company am I buying this under. Bluegrass Home Buyers is my flipping company. That means I buy the house and then we rehab it and then we sell it. So that's what Bluegrass Home Buyers does, or Kentucky Home Buyers. They're one and the same company. The other company I have right now, I'm buying property in, is for my rental property, and it's called Goose Capital. And when I usually fill up a LLC with $1 million in property, I open a new one and put it in that one. So you're always going to need to know what entity I am buying the property in. Next is the homeowner, and that homeowner's name is going to go right there. If for some reason I am out and about and I cannot remember the homeowner's name, but we have the address, you can always go to the PBA login, which I believe you have this login. You can go in, and let's say we're like the contract I just gave to you to get to Michelle and Mike and Angela. Let's say I didn't know that owner's name. You can go in and put their address in here and search it, and it's going to tell you, once you search, it's going to give you the name. Now in this instance, Mary Redmond has passed away, but Dana Lee Martin is the owner. And so you would go back here and you would type Dana Lee Martin. So we'll play this out here real quick. So this is Goose Capital. And then the seller is Dana Lee Martin. Sometimes these contracts get out of whack. And this is the real estate known as, this is the address. The address was 4926 Graston Avenue in Louisville, Kentucky. This is the zip code 40216. Get rid of the extra lines here. Purchase price offer was $57,000. And then we write that out. 57,000. I usually provide $100 earnest money. If they want more, that's not the end of the world, but I don't put $100 just in there as a, like, it's just not written in there because sometimes they go, well, I want 1,000, so it doesn't do me any good to have $100. Next, we're buying the property in as-is condition. We're not going to make any repairs, but usually we have a few days to just check out the property and make sure it's good. I put 4 days in there on the contract the other day. This is going to be sold free of any problems. The title will be clean. Um, Their owner shall include in the purchase price transfer free and clear of all liens and becomes all fixtures on the property. So that's water heaters and furnaces and air conditioners. Those are fixtures because they're tied to the property, and they'll be free and clear. If anybody likes to leave stuff behind, I've had people leave cars behind, washing machines, anything that is going to remain behind. That's something that we would put in here. She was leaving behind appliances and a washer, which was fine. And then we would fill in a closing date. And in this instance, she was willing to close on November 22nd, 2019, or, and this is a big one, and I'll explain why in a minute, 2 days after the final walkthrough inspection, whichever is later. So what that means is if somebody decides, I signed this contract, but I don't want to sell you my house on November 22nd. I don't want to sell you my house at all, but they signed a legally binding contract. I get to say, I can buy this house 2 days after the final walkthrough, whatever date is later. So now if it's December, this contract is still good because it's 2 days after the final inspection, whatever day is later. So if they call me and they're like, well, I'd really like to sell it to you now, I've wised up, and it's December 15th, I can still do it. I don't need to go get a new contract. Or if they flake on me and they didn't want to sell it, but I have the right to buy it, I can go and I can file this contract with the county, and nobody else can buy it before I buy it. So that's why that number is there. So this is the purchase date. This is the expected closing date, and then I usually just put 2 days after the final walkthrough or inspection. I pay for all closing costs and taxes. Seller, I can market it however I choose. I have to legally acknowledge these people. I'm a licensed realtor in Kentucky, and that this house has to be in the same condition or similar condition as it was. And this is a place for anything else that may come up. There's rarely anything else, but this is just for us to fill in something else. Next, what you would do is we would electronically, and I'll teach you how to do this through a different system. I think they probably taught you how to use DocuSign or something like that. I use AuthentiSign. There's a number of other electronic signature software out there. In this instance, my name goes here. It's J Bowman Manager, and then the date I'm signing the document. And then if there's a seller or 2 sellers or 3 or 4 sellers, all of their electronic signatures would go on the seller line, and then the dates that they are signing that as well. And then afterwards, at the very end, there's going to be a primary person. In this instance, it was Dana Lee Martin, even though she was married. We put Dana's phone number in here. We put her email address here, and then a mailing address. This isn't necessarily for me. This is for the attorney in case the attorney needs to get a hold of them or send them a document and they're older and they don't have email. This gives them the ability to get a hold of them. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions. Otherwise, we'll see if we can get some more offers written up.